Hello, YouTube fans. Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown, aka TheSkullKlown. The Hey Uncle, Bo Naga Kad Meta. How you like my shirt? I like girls who play rough. Sexy Harlequin. Anyways, that does not matter. What matters is that I want to talk about this is on my laptop. So if it looks grainy or anything like that, that is fine. Just get used to it, guys, because I'm not saying I'm going to make videos on here. I'm still using my phone, but right now my phone is doing something else. It's giving Wi-Fi to my laptop and my mom's phone. So bear with me with this one. So hopefully you can enjoy this video here. So there you go. I know a lot of people are going to be looking at this room and being like, you want to tell me about the room? Do I want to tell you about the room? But anyways, I don't think you guys that didn't care. You guys don't give a fuck about that, don't you? So, and that's fine. I'm here to talk about Dragon Quest VII reimagining. Okay. Now, you can tell from the title why I don't care. Why I don't care. For Dragon Quest, did I say Final Fantasy first? I'm sorry. Why do I not care about Dragon Quest VII reimagining? I have the original, not the original. I do have the 3DS version of Dragon Quest VII on my for the 3DS, and that's a good game. Dragon Quest VII is literally a good game, and I highly recommend playing that game. It has job classes that I love. I love. You know how much I love that crap. If you guys been here on this channel for a very very long time, so the reason I'm not gonna get Dragon Quest VII reimagining is because of a few things. One, I mean the models for the characters. When I found out that they were going to be they were puppets, like wooden puppets, and they used that wooden puppet to make the models of the characters. That's cool. It sounds like Square was trying to put effort into it, right? But why is it freaking called reimagining? Oh, because they're going to cut some corners out from because it's too bulky of a game. And oh, I'm sorry. There's some, not all RPGs are like this, but I'm sorry that there's some RPGs that are literally 120 plus hours of game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys don't like that. Oh, but it's getting chunks. It's cutting chunks of the dialogue and stuff like that. Who gives a shit, to be quite honest with you? I'm dead serious. Seriously. Now Square Enix is going to freaking cater to those people that hate spending time on too much dialogue. And yes, Dragon Quest, that's the thing. RPGs overall have so many dialogue in them. My game has so much dialogue in it. And it's not even that long of a game. It's like, if you're really good at my game, you can beat it in under 6 hours or 6 hours if you know what the fuck you're doing. You know? It's not a 20-hour, it's not a 120-hour game. You can make it like that if you wanted to because of the what you can have fun with at least. But at the same time, I don't care about this game mainly because, again, the title, reimagining, and we all know how Square Enix is when it comes to reimagining. You see, they couldn't say Dragon Quest VII Remake because everyone would get pissed off, so they wanted to say reimagining. But yet you can't say that to Final Fantasy VII Remake, can't you? Because if it said reimagining, automatically you won't get the sales that you got from the original Final Fantasy VII Remake. Then people saw you bullshit Square Enix for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and no one's not going to get Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. I didn't get this franchise, by the way. I didn't get Final Fantasy VII Remake franchise. Why? Why? I don't give a shit. And most people might be like, "Oh, well, if you're not going to play Dragon Quest VII Reimagining, then you're the one that's killing yourself to play good games." What are you talking about? I already have the game on the 3DS, so why the fuck do I need it? Oh, but it's for people that don't have the game. Okay, so which one is it? Which one is it? And then I'm hearing people that look at the people saying that, oh, the reason people don't like the models is because it's not the 2D pixel remasters. No, the 2D pixel remasters, like 2D HD remasters from Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 look like dog shit, in my opinion. They just using the Octopath Traveler graphics. And can you fucking stop doing that, Square Enix? Can you fucking stop doing that? It's fucking stupid. So anything that's 2D, you're gonna make it into the Octopath Traveler freaking graphics. I can't wait for Final Fantasy freaking 9 to have those type of graphics, right? Even though it didn't have those graphics at all. But the guy that created the art style for Final Fantasy 9 left. So it's like, obviously, even if he was still there, Square Enix will literally still fuck it up. And now that the guy that did the art style for Dragon Quest 9 left, then guess what? It's gonna be more crap than what we thought before. You think Final Fantasy 7 remake was gonna be crap? That's just the tip of the iceberg, basically. Another thing with the Dragon Quest 7 reimagining is the company themselves, Square Enix. This company This company, I do not trust this company. I'd rather trust a Nazi than this company. Yep, I said it. I'd rather trust a freaking motherfucker that's a piece of fucking goddamn shit than this shit, than this company. Alright? Seriously. Because I do not give a shit about this company anymore, man. Where's Kingdom Hearts 4? Oh, right, that's right. You don't give a shit. And the thing is, too, I just want to see what you're going to do with Kingdom Hearts 4. Maybe I will actually give a shit about it, and maybe be like, you know what? Maybe the king changed my mind from the dog shit that I played from Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, like I said before, I had a honeymoon phase thinking that it was great, but then I started thinking about it a little bit more, and then all of a sudden they put the DLC out, and it just hit the nail of the coffin even more to the point of like, no, this company literally fucked up, and they tried to put a band-aid on it, and it didn't work because fuck you, you know. And most people be like, why are you not getting these games? Because I'm protesting against Square Enix. Square Enix doesn't deserve my time, doesn't deserve my money, my doesn't deserve me buying their fucking stupid games at all. And the thing is, every time people talk about how Square Enix is, they want to mention Forspoken. Can you guys stop talking about that? It's annoying at this point. It is. There's other games that Square Enix has fucked up besides Forspoken, like Final Fantasy VII remakes and the Dragon Quest HD 2D remaster bullcrap. Seriously. Oh, but they added a new character. They added a new waifu in Dragon Quest 2. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. Do you guys understand and understand that? I don't give a shit about this company anymore. This company hasn't gave me anything ever since I was a little kid, and I grew up with Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance, Final Fantasy 7, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy 7 on the PSP. You know, Final Fantasy Tactics. You know, I might not be a big fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, I said it. I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh, shocker. But even then, when they did Final Fantasy Tactics, when they remade it, Square Enix, I still got pissed off because I knew they were going to make it dog shit. Oh, it sold 1 million copies. Okay, so why they didn't sell 500 million copies? You're going to praise that it sold 1 million copies? Fuck you. When the original supposedly sold 1.2 or 1.5 million, but yet you're going to be satisfied with 1 mil or some shit. What? To me, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. That makes no sense in my opinion. That makes no sense. Once you want to aim a little bit higher, like maybe 2 million, you know, at least the bare minimum right there. And if you get like 3 or 4 or 5 or even 10, well, congratulations, you made something that's great. But guess what? You did it. How many people have dropped off of Square Enix and look at their products and they were like, I'm washing my fucking hands with this fucking company. Fuck off. You know? I did say it in other videos before that, hey, I would love for them to re-release Final Fantasy 13 and change a few stuff to make it more coherent and make it more great instead of just fucking making it. Not like freaking War Gunner crying and other people coming out saying that Final Fantasy 13 would be great as a remake. Go fuck yourself. This is gonna fuck it up even more. You think Final Fantasy? You hate the people that hate Final Fantasy 13, you already hate it right now. And you're gonna act like a remake is gonna fucking be better. Look at the Final Fantasy 7 remake. Come on, guys, you don't think there's a pattern here, and yet you don't follow that pattern because you won't be blinded to this stupid company that doesn't give two shits about you. I remember seeing a video when someone was just like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if Square Enix goes back to the basics of like maybe doing that Pixar Final Fantasy, like for example, if Final Fantasy 16 looked like, imagine Final Fantasy 17. I mean, looks like Final Fantasy 1 and 2 from the PSP. I wouldn't mind it, but at the same time, how come they couldn't make a Final Fantasy game, especially with the Pixar remaster ones, like Dragon Quest V for the PS2? You could have made it like that. You still got those high-end graphics, but you still are keeping in the realm of you not spending as much money to make models that are fucking pathetic as fuck, to be quite honest with you. That's why I didn't get the fucking Final Fantasy VII remake. I don't care about that crap. I was going to get it at one point, but then I saw how Square Enix was treating the fans and how they're treating the product. And it's like, oh, so Final Fantasy VII Remake is basically a sequel. Spit to the face to original fans. Because when we talk about how much we love Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy IX or Final Fantasy VIII or even Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, they get upset about it. They get upset about it. Why? Why? You see, this is why they want to do every fucking remaster possible to literally shatter what they built. And they already done that with the Pixar remasters of Final Fantasy 1 through 6. They fucking destroyed it, guys. Don't buy that game. It is a lazy cash grab. It is. It's a lazy cash grab. And I'm not buying that game, man. Not because I didn't have the extra stuff that we saw on the on the PSP or the Game Boy Advance. That is one thing, but it's not the majority of me being like, oh fuck that, you know. Not to say I'm not like that with other games, but with the basic Final Fantasy stuff, I don't mind it all that much, basically. But the reason I call it lazy and a cash grab is because when you look at when you have a sprite that's remastered, and then all of a sudden you have a sprite that you taped from the Game Boy Advance and put it in there, and it's uncanny from the sprites that you are facing the enemy, that is a problem. That's a problem. That's telling me you're fucking lazy. And then the font with the command system, like you have this whole screen like this, right? And then the command system is like right here, and there's space here for no reason. Where's this at? Where's this at? That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. This company does not give a fuck, and that's why I'm not getting Final Dragon Quest 7 Reimagining. And I know somebody's going to comment down below and saying that, well, I'm going to buy it, so fuck you. Okay, go ahead and buy it. Go ahead and buy slop shit from fucking Square Enix. And for you fucking idiots out there that's saying that Expedition 33 is AI slop, well, at least it's better than the fucking shit that we get from Nintendo Square Enix now. And that's from AI from your point of view, right? So you're just upset that AI made a better game than fucking Mario World and Final Fantasy VII Remake. So fuck off. Fuck off. It doesn't even matter if these freaking video game companies are already using AI. It just depends how you use it. And if AI itself made a game that's way better than Mario World and Final Fantasy VII Remake, then who's the problem here? Not the AI itself. The AI is literally looking at you and be like, you guys are not doing shit. Fuck you, I do it better. Because even AI is sick of your shit. You guys never saw that clip when they were using a robot AI to literally be a walker? And then it just gave up and it fell because it was just like, what's the point? It realized, it calculated the math in the ether to the point, what is the point of me doing this crap? What is the meaning of life? Oh, okay. So why am I fucking stacking boxes then? You see? AI is growing rapidly to the point that you're going to have a 3 CPU and R2D2 in your living room. All right? We're already heading through that time. And I don't give a shit if you guys fucking hate it. Too fucking bad. You won't hate it until R2D2 or 3 CPU freaking makes a freaking simulated game so you can play it, right? You won't complain about that at that point, right? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my fucking face. Get the fuck out of here. You know, people like Law Gunner and other people. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm calling you guys out. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I used to enjoy you guys' YouTube channels until you guys just decided to just be fucking dumb. Seriously. Just fucking idiotic. See. Oh, by the way, that's a movie. Watch it. Hey, you can disagree with me, and that is fine. But you cannot disagree with me to when it comes to what Square Enix is doing. All right? This is the same company that literally decided to fuck up Dissidia, fuck up Final Fantasy with Final Fantasy 15. Some people might say with Final Fantasy 13, yeah, of course you want to say that. And look, I'm not a purist for Final Fantasy 13. I know its flaws, but I still like the game, flaws and all, you know? But when it comes to Final Fantasy 15, I'd rather fucking croak. I'd rather spend my time with someone else. You know, it's almost like here's a great example of Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 13 says something, you might not get it, you might think they're stupid and all that stuff. But here's Final Fantasy 15 that's like, so which one you rather be with? One that smacks you to the face or one that tries to engage you? You might not get it, but it still tries to be itself. It knows what it is. You know? Oh, Final Fantasy 13 series doesn't know what it is. Yes, it does. You're just saying that because you haven't played the games that you haven't played the RPG game. I mean, you haven't played Final Fantasy 13 the way that you should be doing without auto battle. And the reason auto battle is there is to make the battles feel like you're actually having an action RPG experience. Oh, shocker. Shocker. You guys never thought about that? Or you just wanted to bitch? Which one is it? Because it can't be both. You have to pick one or the other. And I guarantee you, it's just mostly the bitch part, right? Of course it is. Because that's all you're good for. And it's not even everybody, which is sad. It's sad that, yes, it's not everybody, but I'm saying that it's sad to the point that it's sad that people are willing to engage on the bullshit that Square Enix is doing right now in 2020, last year from 2025 and now 2026. Do you guys really freaking care about this company right now? Seriously. These shareholders, there's other freaking people that are looking at Square Enix and they're literally telling them, get your shit right. Get your act straight, or else we are gonna call you out. You know, they've been like these people have been calling out Square forever, and now even the Kingdom Hearts fans are even turning against Square Enix as they should. The Kingdom Hearts fans that have been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4 are now turning against Square Enix because Kingdom Hearts 4 is taking, oh, I don't know, 80 fucking years to come out. And it's kind of funny. That can happen. People will get upset with Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or even Kingdom Hearts if it does that, right? But if it's Grand Theft Auto 6 or Grand Theft Auto in general, yeah, I am willing to wait 50 years for GTA 6. Yeah, $100, $200. How about $500? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's why there's people out there that are making videos saying that GTA 6 is going to bankrupt the video game industry. Do I agree? Who knows what would happen? We just have to wait and fucking see, to be quite honest with you. What, GTA 6 is supposed to come out in April or something like that? And the thing is too, isn't Rockstar like Remedy that used to work with Rockstar that made the Max Payne stuff and also made the video game Control? Isn't Remedy the studio remastering the Max Payne games 1, 2, and 3? So if they're doing that and they're going to release it along with they're making it, but Rockstar's promoting it. What's coming out first, GTA 6 or the remaster of Max Payne? People are still upset that we didn't get a Bully 2 because you decided to put all your resources to Max Payne 3. You'd be surprised how many people are out here saying that Max Payne fucking sucks because you decided to fucking work on Bully. I mean, not to, you decided to, okay, sorry, let me say that again. People will be upset at the Max Payne series just because we didn't get Bully 2, you know? And do I agree with those people? No, but that's how they feel. And I can't blame them for feeling that way. I told my sister about it, and she's like, fuck Max Payne. Because she loves Bully. She loves that franchise. She loves that game, and she wants a sequel to it. I do too. But when I told her about the situation with it, she's like, fuck Max Payne. So so it's basically like a standstill at this point. And the thing is too with Rockstar, like I said before, is Rockstar going to release Max Payne, the trilogy, the remastered games before GTA 6? I don't think that will happen because you know how Rockstar is. Oh, we don't want that game to interfere with GTA 6 and our online stuff. So, in my opinion, the remaster of Max Payne is never coming out. And if it does, it's going to be a fucking shout, and they're just going to release it just like GTA Definitive Edition. You can tell brothers and sisters, you can tell freaking other people that watch this video to not freaking buy it, but they're still going to buy it. Oh, it's my money. I do what I want. Yeah, they didn't realize you're playing fucking horse trash. What's wrong with you? I do what I want with my money. And look, I get it. Not with the whole money aspect, but I get that you need to play bad games to realize what's bad and what's good. And I get that. I do respect that. I get it. But at the same time, like I said 1,000 times before, and I will say it again, you're gonna waste your time on a shitty fucking game when there's other games out here that are waiting for you to fucking play and experience and actually open up your freaking third eye. Because that's what RPGs do. RPGs make you think outside of the box, outside of the box, outside of the box, outside of the box, outside of the box. You know? So like I said, guys, okay, like I said, you have to think outside of the box, outside of the box, outside of the box, outside of the box. All right. I try to tell my friends that, but they don't care. I try to tell my families that, they don't care. So it's like, what can you do at that point? If you can't think outside of the box, 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 outside, I don't give a shit if I am annoying. If you can't think outside of out of the box, then you're gonna stay in one box and think that that's all there is, and it isn't. It isn't, and that's fucking sad. Because if you're gonna be a video game designer, guess what? When I study about video game design, guess what? Guess what they said? You need to know everything. Everything. How can you know everything? You just got to know everything. That's how video game design is. You need to know everything. Everything. And these video game companies, these video game developers, I'm sure there's some that really want to make a good game and good and make something that is sustainable and value. But they're not getting enough attention as other shit. You know? Like I said before, there is a video game renaissance happening. But this is the darkest, lowest point right now for them. But the only way, hey, when you're down, the only way to go is up, to be quite honest with you. And that's a good thing. Because there's no reason for the gaming industry, and especially Square Enix, to keep going down, 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 down. And it's like, when are you going to actually get your head out of your ass and realize that maybe the only way you can keep going is up? Because you're in the bottom pits. Well, there's nowhere else to go. Were you going to stay there? Then good luck having a fucking company. You know? It's just something to think about. You know? I don't agree with people buying any of the modern Square Enix games right now. You know? I don't care. Look. I would love to. I played the demo of Live and Live, and yes, I do complain saying that it does have that Octopath Traveler, graphics, but at the time it wasn't saturated as it is now. I will say that right now. So, in the other games I've seen them have them lined up, I just don't care. Kingdom Hearts 4, yawn. Octopath Traveler series, who? Who? You know? Final Fantasy 17, what? Final Fantasy bitch, what? New Automata, where's that? Where's New Automata? And I guarantee you, the reason we haven't had a new Automata is because Square Enix is still trying to figure out how the fuck did that thing work? How the fuck did that became a cult classic? How the fuck did that made money? And we're making this shit and it's not making money. That's why we haven't had a sequel to Neo Automata. All right, because Square Enix know it was good, and they looking at it and they're like, how can we learn from this? We need to learn from this before we make another one. I guarantee you, it's like that, and that's why we haven't had a new game. And there's another side of that coin too. Oh, you did something new that the people like, and everything else is just shit for everybody else. Well, you know what? You're not getting anything now until we become more successful with all these remakes and bullshit that we're putting out. Then you get your Neo Automata sequel, bitch. Seriously. And that's how I fucking feel, and that's how I see it from Square Enix. And if you don't, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out here that feel the same way, you know? So there's no point. There's no point. Look, this is a company that I adore, that shaped my childhood. This is a company that inspired me to be a video game design, to be part of video game design. And I'm about to do video game design soon in college, you know? So I'm going to eventually know the ins and outs of video game design. And the reason I made my game an RPG Maker Fest on the 3DS is because anything that Square Enix put out, I just hated. And I was just like, forget it. I'm making my own game. And then it was emphasized even more with Final Fantasy 16 when they try to do those kaiju battles and shit. I started laughing my ass off, and I was just like, I could do that shit better. And I have literally, seriously, because look, you have models, right? And you're in an open world, and those models look huge compared to a little tiny house. Why wouldn't you use that doing storytelling to tell the viewer, oh, these are actually titans. These are actually gods and titans. You see? It writes itself. When you play old Final Fantasy or any type of old game that you have characters in the back of you and you walking around the world map and the villages are small or the houses are small, that right there should give you an incentive to be like, okay, we can use this as a game design. And that's what I did with my game. I even put in my game that, hey, when you're outside of the towns, you're a titan. But when you go inside of the town, you're just a regular person. Same size, basically. They just become like tiny. Even though you could just explain that they're still titans. But I want to do something different, something fresh, something like, oh, okay, cool. They can go up and down like a Ultraman. And I love Ultraman. So imagine that. Imagine there's a video game where people are all Ultraman that they could just, not beam up with a little, freaking pen, obviously, but they can just do it once they get out of their house, basically. Oh, I'm out of my house. Now I'm tall as a skyscraper. I'm bigger than my house. You know. So again, you can use that as an advantage for gameplay. Yes, it might look visually, oh, it's there like that, but at least you can explain it. At least you could go in depth with it. You know, you don't have to, but if you did, it'd be a much appreciated for a lot of fans and for a lot of people that play RPGs. And then people will play it and be like, oh, is that why when you leave the town is small, and then you're like this huge and towering over the town and shit like that? You know? That would get people to be like, oh wow, I actually like this. I liked it. That's why I put it in my game. I thought it was pretty cool. But there's not. But you don't see that in modern RPGs, especially from Square Enix. Why? Because there's no creativity. There's no passion. There's not love for the craft, love for the art, and love for themselves. You know, these Square Enix executives and people that are making these games, they don't go outside apparently. I don't want to make things up or anything like that, but you need to spend time with people. You need to spend time with the world. You need to spend time with nature to literally know, like, smell the roses, smell the atmosphere, to actually know what the fuck you want to make. You can't just be inside closed, inside a freaking basement all your life and think that, oh, I know how a video game is. Did you experience anybody who you talked to? No? Then shut the fuck up. You had no interactions with nobody, so shut up. You don't know how the world is. You literally are blinded to the world. Seriously. You just agree to what the world government is pushing. Like for example, like gays or trans, or even like, fuck women and fuck men. They're pushing all of this stuff in society, and no one doesn't want to think and be like, you know what? If the government is pushing this, maybe I should stay away from it. I could be my own person and do what I am, and I do what I am, and I be who I am, basically, and that is fine. But when you have a certain group of people that want to influence you to become a certain way, especially, like, for example, if society influence a man and woman to hate each other, then guess what? Everyone starts hating each other. Society starts hating each other, and you guys wonder why shit is happening around you. I could use the same thing with the gays and trans, but the reason I'm using the males and females is because you will get more of what I'm saying. Because if I use gays and trans or some shit, apparently everyone gets offended about it for no fucking reason, without fucking thinking. Because they don't want to fucking research of how the world government is, because they haven't been fucking outside or freaking do research on a freaking computer or even read a book at a library. It's so freaking stupid, man. And this is how some of these video game designers are, man. This is why we had Conquer the way it is, man. Conquer, Conquer that lasted 10 years to make, and you guys wasted $400 million making that game supposedly, or maybe more. On what? On Nazi SJW bullshit or something like that, or saying that, oh, women are better than men and men are better than women or some shit, or saying that, oh, I'm a gay character, so automatically everyone needs to be gay, or oh, I'm a trans character, so automatically everyone needs to be trans, or better yet, oh, I'm gay or trans, so everyone should shut the fuck up and follow my lead or some shit. Oh, I'm single and I'm a man or a woman, so everyone needs to follow fucking my lead. What? How about you just being a regular fucking character? How about you just be a regular person that has needs and passions and all that, like you see in old school video games and shit like that. And then they just happen to be gay, or happy to be trans, or just happen to be single, or happen to be with a relationship with a chick, or if it's female, with a man. You know, that's what I'm saying, man. There's no characters, man. There's no characters. There's no characters. Everyone wants to focus, being like, oh, well, this person's straight, right? Well, let's just push that narrative. It's like, who gives a shit? Okay, the person's straight. Who cares? Who is he? Who is she? If it's a female, what they like. What's their likes, dislikes? How's their family like? What's the world? What's the environment that they live in? That's what people fucking care about. We don't care if you're gay or trans or fucking straight or bi. We don't give a fuck. We don't fucking care, man. We don't care. We don't fucking care. We don't care. I don't give a shit. It's like the old school saying is with Family Guy. Hey, if gay people want to get married and be miserable like the rest of us, why should we stop them? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Even the fact that Family Guy has to point that out is freaking crazy, man. You know, it's freaking crazy. And I'm sure South Park has mentioned some stuff like that too. but maybe not with gays and trans and straight and all that. They probably mentioned like, oh, I know there was one episode when Stan talks about, oh, you talking about false information is what happens with the is how we got with the Dark Ages, and that's really bad. So, you know that episode when Stan talks about the Dark Ages. You can find it on YouTube. But that quote right there is so good, so good. Holds up still to this day. You know, and this is why I have a problem with freaking video games overall, and this is why I have a problem with Square Enix overall. Square Enix doesn't want to have fun with their games. Square Enix just wants to shove something inside the game because other people are screaming at them to do it, but not realizing why it works, why they want to do it, or even why they even put it in to begin with. You know, like if Square Enix made a video game of a woman going to a castle to save her man, it's like, okay, who is she? That sounds like a cool concept. Like, who is she? What's her backstory? What's the backstory of the situation? It's almost like going back to the gays and trans. If it's like, hey, there's this character that's going after this person, because they kidnapped their love interest. Simple stories and shit like that. That's what we love sometimes. Just a simple story to get the people going so they can watch something, and shit happens. You know, but people would think about how did that end up being the way it did before the story started. There's so many questions what people will point out, and sometimes it doesn't matter, and that is fine. But still, you got to leave the viewer with questions, and sometimes you can give them an answer, but not too much. Too much is too much. You know, that's why we love the original Star Wars trilogy. That's why we love freaking Harry Potter. That's why we love the MCU. That's what we love all types of film media that shows that, that shows stuff and tells you stuff, but not to the point that you know everything. You know, looking in the Harry Potter movies, they didn't went full blown with the whole thing with Voldemort's parents and Voldemort himself. They did it with the books, but even in the books, I'm sure they did it restrainably to the point that it's like, okay, we still need to make this guy the most the most terrible person of them all. Voldemort. So that would make sense. You know, if you're going to make a villain character, you got to make him one of the most worst freaking persons ever. And even if they have a tragic backstory, they still need to have the worst person ever. But also, you need to point out why they became that person. You know, and you don't have to do it all the time. Look at horror movies. That's why people say that. Oh, I don't want to know why Michael Myers kills. That's a good example. We know why Leatherface kills, and no one doesn't complain about that. You see the two contrasts. We don't want to know why Michael Myers does what he does, and we love it. And here with Leatherface, we know what he does, and we still love it. You see, there's a contrast. There's a difference between what character is like that and what characters are not like that. And this is what Square Enix tends to freaking fucking forget, or tends to not fucking care. And if they don't care, why should I? Why should I fucking goddamn care about this fucking stupid, pathetic company that doesn't give a shit about you and me? All right? You just wanna, what the chart says. I'm not asking the chart. I'm asking you. What the chart says. That's what I'm saying, man. You're looking at charts instead of actually reading the fucking room like WWE. Square Enix. People are even saying with Square Enix, they don't read the room. They don't. Square Enix does not read the room. No one doesn't like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. Some of them might have liked it Part 1, the ones that didn't play the original, because all of those graphics. And yet you're gonna play the remake and acting like it's the same thing as the PS1 version. You're fucking retarded. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're fucking retarded. You're stupid. It's not the same. Even Square Enix has said, yeah, it's actually a remake. It's like no, a sequel. It's actually a sequel to the original Final Fantasy VII. Who asked for a fucking sequel to Final Fantasy VII? Not the fans that wanted a Final Fantasy VII remake or remaster of the original. No one didn't ask that. No one didn't ask that. Did you ask that? And if you did, then you're the minority because majority of people did not ask for that, man. And yet Square Enix is catering to you, and look at the state of the company. And look at the state of the fan base. No one doesn't give a fuck about it anymore. You hear Final Fantasy, oh, who cares? You hear about Square Enix, who cares? You hear about Kingdom Hearts, who cares? The only thing that we care about now is literally Neo Automata, the Neo series. You know, already people are starting to not give a fuck about Dragon Quest anymore because of the way Square Enix is doing it. And it's true. I'm not caring about Dragon Quest anymore, which is sad. I love Dragon Quest. The fact that we got into the situation that I don't give a fuck about Dragon Quest, which I thought it would never happen, just tells me how far this company has fallen. Where's Dragon Quest 12? Guarantee you Dragon Quest 12 is going to be an online service. Then they're going to skip to Dragon Quest 13, which be a physical, what you see basically with Dragon Quest 11. But I guarantee you Dragon Quest 12 is literally going to be an online game just like Dragon Quest 10. And that's why they haven't said shit about it. Because people are going to be pissed. They're going to be pissed. Now, if Dragon Quest 12 is going to be like Dragon Quest 9, when you could go online, but at the same time you can still follow the story offline, then you know what? Maybe we have something there. I'll say that right now. Maybe we have something there. But we don't know because they haven't said shit. So how we know? Yes, I get it. These games take time. But it should not take 5 or 10 or 20 fucking goddamn years, Rockstar, to make GTA 6. I remember seeing videos. I just thought it was funny though. There's literally videos out there being like, oh, I guarantee you, the woman that's in GTA 6 is going to be revealed as a tranny. When I heard that shit, I'm just laughing my ass off because you know how people want to make shit up on the internet. I'm like, the game hasn't came out yet, guys. You don't even know if she is or not. You know, you know. That's what's funny about it, though, because I'm like, you're just gonna go to that extreme because you're just tired of Rockstar and you just see the bullshit with this company, and I agree. But it's just so funny you went to that some people go to that route, you know. I had to point it out in this video. I had to because people mention it sometimes, you know. Guarantee you the male was actually female and the female was actually male, you know. But the thing is, I can't blame them from saying that. You know why? Because this is modern fucking gaming, man. Seriously. Why do you think people get pissed off at what Laura Croft looks like? Oh, she's too attractive. And the problem that I have with Laura Croft is that she hasn't looked the same since the PS2 era. You know, that face that she had back in the PS1 era and PS2 era. She hasn't had that same look ever since. That's why I have a problem with. Just grab the. Just ha- what is it? Is it because of the actress that played her or something? Is there a likeness that I don't know about? If there is, tell me. And I'm sorry that I don't know. Because if there is a likeness that she wants to get more paid for that, and you don't want to pay it, okay, fine. Now I know. But at the same time, just pay the fucking woman. She is Laura Croft. Sorry. No one else is not Laura Croft but her. It's like literally switching Robert Englund with Freddy. Oh, wait, they did that. You know? I just don't get it, man. People, man. I know a lot of people are probably going to dislike this video. Maybe people might not like it. It doesn't matter. This is how I feel about everything with Dragon Quest 7, Reimagining, and Square Enix overall. This is what happens when you come to this channel, guys. I'm going to give you all all the things that I've seen and all the stuff that I'm just like, it's almost like me looking at everything and accumulate it inside a freaking journal. And I'm just like, here's this, here's that, here's this, here's that, here's this, here's that. You know? So, what should we do? You know? Play good games, watch good movies. Yes, sometimes it is good to play a bad game. I will agree with that. But don't make it a priority to the point that you think these bad games are what gaming is. Go back and play the older games. If you have a sibling, ask them for it. Ask them that, hey, what games that you play? This is why. This is one of the reasons why I didn't get Super Mario RPG. I wanted to get it, but they censored it with the jiggle physics to a boss. That's strike one. Strike two is literally making me pay fucking $60 or $70 for this game, mainly because, uh, oh, literally people having a heart on. Oh, I thought that Nintendo would never do this. I thought they would just Nintendofy it with toads and everything like that. It's like, shut up, shut up. Shut up. I've heard the excuse so many times. I even heard the same excuse when I went to GameStop and I was just like, I'm not buying Super Mario RPG. Why, man? Why you not? People were so excited and people thought that Square Enix would just Nintendofy it. And I'm just over here like, I don't give a shit because the game should not be $60 and $70. The game came out in the 90s, you stupid fuck. Seriously. It's like me making a game around 2025 and I release it in 2035 for $70. $70. That makes no fucking sense. That game should be at least 15 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks max. But no, what do I fucking know, right? What do I fucking know? Alright? This is the CHUCKY signing off. Have a nice day. Enjoy your time. I'm glad you saw this crazy channel. I'm glad that you, discovered this crazy channel. I'm glad that you, stumbled to this crazy channel. But I hope you like what I have to say. You don't have to agree with me, and that is fine. I'm just talking facts. I'm just talking to the point that, hey, this company is a piece of crap, and there's a ripple effect of just crap, 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 crap. And it's not just Square Enix, it's just the video game industry overall. And the reason I'm talking about that with Square Enix is because they are the catalyst of that ripple effect. Same thing with Rockstar. Fuck Rockstar. Fuck GTA 6. Oh, you buy GTA 6? No, I won't. The hell's wrong with you? I remember getting a comment when people were like, oh, you get Final Fantasy 7 Remake? Yeah, and I did it, so suck my fat fucking dick and balls, bitch. I didn't get that game. The hell's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Why would I get a game that Square Enix was literally like, here, keep the change? Why would I fucking buy a game like that? I guess you guys love to be spit on. Keep the change. Keep the change. Keep the change, bitch. And I hope you freaking suffer and die, basically. You know? I just, the fact that some people online cannot see through Square Enix's bullshit, even though it is happening rapidly, and obviously with the video game industry also. But there's a reason why there's so much controversy with a lot of stuff like this. Some people will be like, "Oh, leave it alone." Other people might be like, "Oh no, we have to talk about this," and other people are just like, "Who gives a fuck?" You know. So I'll see you guys later. Be safe. Thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for just being a part of my life and watching my stupid fucking videos, to be quite honest with you. I have like 600 plus subscribers. And I've been here since 2012. I started making videos in 2012. You know, I made this channel in 2011, but in 2012, that's when I started making YouTube videos. So I've been here for a long, long time. You know, 2012, 2020, and now we're about to be in 2030. In like what, 2026, 27, 28, 29, in 5 more years. You know, but I don't want to think about that because it comes to spiritual and enlightenment stuff, and I don't mind even thinking about that shit because we're talking about now. We're not talking about the past. We're not talking about the future from 5 years from now. We're talking about this exact moment. All right, and that's why a lot of video game companies don't want to do. For crying out loud, like supposedly, I don't know if this is 100% true, but supposedly even Nintendo was just like, all right, let's do another freaking console. It's like, what the fuck? Sony, all right, let's do PlayStation 6. What the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Your video game fan base is not ready to move on to other consoles. And you over here being like, nah, we're gonna make you ready. No, it doesn't work that way, motherfucker. When the gamers are ready to move on for another generation console, we'll let you know. But we're not ready. No one's not ready to drop off their PS4. Seriously. Some people are even still playing with the PS2, PS1, and PS3 because they're like, fuck you, that's why. And I don't blame them. I'll see you guys later and be safe.